Hey guys, my name is Holly Clark. I drive super late models and modifieds. I won the 2024 Spears Manufacturing Modified Series Championship, and this is the Fans View podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Fans View podcast. Today, we're joined by one of the brightest young stars in American racing, from quarter midgets at the age of 5 to becoming the first woman to win a Spears Modified Series title. Holly's been making noise on tracks across the country. She's now taking on the Arca Menard Series, West, that is, and she's just getting started. Let's dive into her journey, her mindset, and what's next for this racing phenom. Let's welcome to the show Mrs. Holly Clark. Holly, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Of course, absolutely. I'm so glad you could make the time for us today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
We're just going to jump right into it. You have been invested in motorsports since you could walk, apparently.
Yes, pretty much.
Obviously, you've been behind the wheel since you were just 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what first drew you to racing?
So my dad is what really got me started. He raced pretty much everything on wheels, like everything, including bicycles, like everything. And so he got me started at a very young age because he also raced quarter midgets growing up. And so we just kind of went from there, and it was family fun from the start. And then it became into a career.
And I'm so glad you left it right there, because that's my next question. Was there a moment early on, or maybe it wasn't early on, but was there a moment when you knew, like, this isn't just a hobby, this is something that I want to do maybe as a career?
Yeah, so for me, that was in 2019. In 2019, I won the USAC National Championship in quarter midgets in the heavy Honda division. And then shortly after that, I was chosen for the top 12, like one of the top 12 finalists of the Junior Late Model Challenge Camp. And that was when I got a taste of stock car racing. And for most of my career, I was like, oh, I don't think I'll like go to the big cars or anything like that. Like, I don't think I'd be good at it. I don't know if I'd make a career out of it. And then I got a taste of it, and I was like, I love this. This is meant for me. This is all I can see myself doing. This is it. So, and then, yeah, just like, it went from there, and here we are, and we've just been, working at it, trying to get as good as we can, whether it's like on track, off the track with building my brand and stuff like that. Just doing all the stuff to try and make it happen. And we're having lots of fun along the way.
Absolutely. You got to put in those years of work so you can be an overnight success, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Growing up in a racing family, like you talked about your dad being heavily involved in motorsports, what was that dynamic like? Did he push you towards motorsports, do you think? Or was it more of kind of your decision to start with?
Yeah, like it was kind of mainly me just like falling in love with it. I don't think he would have like forced me to do it if I was like, nah, I hate this, I want to get out of the car. But I just loved it so much, and he loved that I loved it, because I think he has more fun being my crew chief than he did behind the wheel of a car. That's what my mom always says too. But yeah, I've always loved it, and he didn't really need to push me towards it, because I always just adored it so much.
Yeah, just naturally gravitated towards it. For sure. I mean, so you've raced in everything, kind of following your dad's footsteps, from quarter midgets, late models, modifieds, and like you said, now you're in the big stock cars. What's been that biggest challenge so far, kind of moving through those levels?
Yeah, so I think the steepest learning curve for me was going straight from quarter midgets to late models. It was a very big jump. Most people go to like legend cars or like some sort of thing in between. I went straight from winning the race that locked in my national championship to late models. I didn't even know that was my last quarter midget race. It just kind of happened. So big jump, and that was a very steep learning curve, but luckily we were able to overcome it, and just like learning to take it race by race, and learning just to kind of be okay with sometimes just being able to learn something from a race. It's not always going to be a success, but it's always like a learning experience, whether you do well or you don't. learning to just take it one step at a time and just be like, well, it didn't go how we wanted,
Right.
but this is what we learned and we can do better next time.
Absolutely, for sure. I mean, racing is such a it's so tough because obviously even at the cup level, you have a driver like Kyle Larson who is just head and shoulders. He might win 3 races out of 36. I mean, that's a big step in your growth, I believe, is to understand that young. So that's
Yes.
awesome that you've kind of already gotten that perspective. 2024 was huge for you, talking about wins. You became the first woman to win the Spears Modified Series title. What did that mean to you personally?
So, I mean, that was just, God, that was phenomenal. Because, like I said, we've been working towards this for many years. And, like, there have been times where, like, I felt really low in my confidence as a driver when I took that big jump. And I was like, man, maybe I'm just not good at this. But then, we had those good success moments. I was like, no, I want to keep at it. And to be able to do that and make that kind of history really meant the world to me personally. Not just because it's great bragging rights, but... But because it just, like, I want to be the first, but I never want to be the last. And so it means a lot. And I hope I will be able to see, more women follow in those footsteps and stuff like that. And I hope I inspired someone to, like, go after the dream that they thought might have been impossible because they see someone else working towards it and they see someone else accomplishing it. It makes it feel more real and more possible.
Absolutely. So a lot of fans, may not understand the work that goes outside of the car. They see what happens on Saturdays and Sundays and on the weekend, but they don't necessarily see all that prep that goes in with the crew, studying tracks, all that preparation. What's a normal week look like for you?
So I work full time. That's part of it. And then my dad and I work on the car a lot in the garage, and it's no big race shop. It's just our little 3-car garage with the 2 family cars and the race car. And we put in a lot of hours trying to get to be the best we can. And then at the track, we're like working as hard as we can, getting the setup as best as possible. And then, we just got to see what we got. And then at the track, it's usually just me, my dad, and my mom. My dad and I are working on the car, mom keeping us organized. She manages, like, travel plans, all that. She's also the team chef. She keeps us fed and makes sure we eat, because a lot of times at the track we're so busy that we don't. But stuff like that. And then it's a lot of work, but it's always so worth it. There's never a moment where I was like, yeah, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was worth the work. It was like, well, we put in a lot of effort, but, like, going back to that, it wasn't a success, but we learned something. And I always have fun, behind the wheel. Even if it's not, I'm not winning. Maybe this past race, I was doing okay, and we were struggling with the setup, but I was doing okay, and then a rod went through the oil pan. And it's one of those moments like, man, this sucks, but I still had a blast,
For sure.
So it's always worth it. It's every bit of work that goes into it. You always get back what you put in. And
Absolutely.
So it's always easy to take the, I don't know, skimp on it, maybe pay someone else to do it, but there's nothing like doing the work yourself and knowing that you put the best effort you could into it.
Absolutely, for sure. I love that. And I love how you talk about putting the work in, because if you didn't, maybe the opportunity that we're about to talk about doesn't arise. And that opportunity is obviously you've partnered up with Strike Mamba Racing to debut in ARCA West. How did that kind of come together?
So that was really cool, because little did I know that the team owner, Jonathan Rayon, was in the crowd watching when I won the 2024 championship. So that was really cool. So they called me up at, like, the beginning of May and said, would you like to drive for us at the ARCA Menards West race at Colorado National Speedway? And we were like, heck yeah, we would. So we luckily had a connection with the Subway partnership. So we had someone that was kind of with the in of corporate Subway. So they kind of helped us out for that race. And then so we got to drive the Subway car, which was so cool. And that was a great experience, just like being able to drive those cars. And what was good is it was at my home track, so I wasn't learning the car and the track, because I've done that before. That's rough. So I was just learning the car, and that itself was a challenge. It was kind of like driving a brick, as I like to say, compared to like a super late model that's like 10,000 pounds less. It was different, but it was so much fun, and the team was great. I loved working with them. They were like the nicest people ever. They are Canadian, so
yep.
But there you go.
Ever.
Right?
That's it.
No,
yep,
they're great, and it was so much fun, and I felt like I got a lot out of it. And yeah, so I mean, it was incredible, and I hope I did well enough so that maybe other girls will get opportunities in the same sort of field.
Yeah, for sure. And that, you kind of took it away. Like, my next question was just that. Like, what was that experience like? You're racing at your home track.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing that fresh new fire suit. You're driving the number 72 for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that had to be just a whirlwind of emotion.
Exhilarating, to be honest. It was just great.
Are you the type that kind of visualizes race day, or are you just like, let's go, strap it in, and let's ride?
So I always used to try and visualize, and it would always kind of mess me up, especially if things didn't go according to plan, according to that visualization. So I took a step back from that, and I was like, all right, so I adopted the practice of meditating before races, so that I ground myself in the present moment. I'm not thinking ahead. I'm not trying to plan. And it just allows me to take things as they come instead of forcing what's not there. And my race days have gone so much smoother since I started doing that. So I encourage everyone to, if things aren't going according to plan and that usually like kind of messes you up, try adopting that and just like focus on each breath as it comes, or like just take a moment to feel your feet on the floor or your butt in the chair, whatever it is. Just feel that as it is right now, and then just like you get grounded in the present moment, and you're so much more at one with the car and the present, and it just goes so much better.
I love that. How very meta of you. I love that.
Yes.
Sure. So what's next for Holly Clark? Is ARCA the full-time ARCA run? Is that the goal? Are you still focused on developing across multiple series?
Yeah, so the goal for that, I would love to do that. We'll definitely be pursuing sponsors to be able to do ARCA full-time. Right. But right now we're focusing on the super late model and trying to get as much experience as I can with that, because it's a difficult car, difficult class, and it's really helping develop my skills going to ARCA, because even though it's so much different, it allows me to get that kind of experience with that like top level racing, so that when I go to ARCA, I'm a little bit more prepared for it. For sure. So we're pursuing that, and for this year, things are still a little up in the air. We've got some things in the works that are not ready to be announced yet, but stay tuned on my social media, Holly Clark Racing. Follow for that. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the above. Yeah, so be sure to follow us on our crazy journey. But yeah, so we'll be pursuing all sorts of stuff as much as we can.
Hey you, watching this right now. I see you. If you're enjoying what you're watching, I've got one quick favor to ask, and it only takes a second, costs you nothing, and makes a huge difference. If you could go ahead and hit that like button, maybe drop a comment. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. Doesn't seem like much, but for small creators, it's everything. So let's help more people find this channel and keep the content coming. And honestly, I'm pretty sure the podcast will be really grateful. So if you're having fun, you like what you see, make it official, click those buttons, and the Fans View podcast, we'll see you next time.
You're a mercenary for hire. You're just driving whatever they put in front of you.
Exactly. I'll drive anything at least once.
I love it. We're going to get you down there. Oh my gosh, what's that? Anyway. we're just going to move on past that, because I literally had a brain fart. I was like, what is that little thing called down? Scooter something or other. But anyway.
I don't know. I don't know anything with scooters anyway, so
that was a brain fart. I'm not even going to edit it out. I'm just going to leave it in.
We'll see if I'm there one day. And then
this is podcasting. Because it's going to hit me as soon as we get off this call, and I'm going to DM you what it is. Just so you know, I'm not like having a stroke on camera.
You're right.
But anyway, so to talk about kind of like off track, You know, you're obviously a young woman. You've juggled racing with school, sports, playing the saxophone, which that might be the first. How do you
find
find
that out?
I got the research department, which is me. We were on it. Okay, we were on it. I know more than you think I know.
I love that. You did your research. I respect you.
I try. How do you find balance? Like, that's got to be hard, especially as a young woman, to kind of have outside relationships, and God forbid a relationship, a romantic relationship, as well as putting in all the time that racing it requires of you.
Right. So for me, balancing it with like school and all that other things with the band, like you said, which I was in for like 6 years.
Love it.
I've done that since basically the beginning that I've been in school. So like I never really had to think about it. It's just something I did and I picked up. And I usually get my assignments beforehand and like do them all on the road while we're driving to the races and stuff like that. So just you figure it out. It doesn't always come easy to balance it all, but you just kind of, take it as it comes. And right now I actually am taking a gap year from school because it's just been it's been a lot. Yeah. But it's good to be busy for me. I like to be busy. So it works out for me. And with my work being with my family's business, it makes it easier for scheduling and stuff like that. So I find balance where I can. And it's, like I said, it's not always easy, especially balancing trying to get together with friends and relationships and other stuff like that. It's hard, but we always will find a way to make it work one way or another.
Absolutely, for sure. The most important question I think I can ask to piggyback off of that is between racing and school and relationships and saxophone and everything else. Where do you find time to play the ukulele?
Oh, no! Oh, my gosh. This is all public info. Oh, my goodness.
You didn't think I'd let that slip through the cracks, did you?
I haven't actually picked it up in a long time. To be honest, I've kind of forgotten how to play.
That is your gimmick. I'm telling you, Carson Hocevar used to be the hat guy. Holly Clark can be the ukulele playing NASCAR driver. We can make this a thing.
I'm a musical person. I tear up at karaoke night.
Hey, I hear you. I ain't mad at it. Get it. Now that we've completely outed you, what is something fans might not know about you off the track? A guilty pleasure, a hobby?
I think you just took it from me just there.
Stole your thunder. My apologies.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess I'm a big horror movie fan. I love spooky stuff. I love Halloween, stuff like that. I love paranormal horror specifically. But Conjuring Universe is probably my fave group of horror movies. I love those. I actually just watched The Nun last night. So that's something that not a lot of people know about me is I love Halloween, spooky stuff, and horror movies.
All right, I love that.
Yeah.
What has racing here? We're gonna get philosophical with you now.
Okay.
We're gonna get past the ukulele for now.
Okay.
We might circle back.
Back.
What has racing taught you about just life, pressure, maybe even about yourself?
Mm-hmm. Racing has definitely taught me how to just be patient. Everyone thinks it's all high speed, adrenaline, and all that, but sometimes you just have to take a step back and just be patient. Take a breath and just ride things out. If you got to learn how to be patient with your tire management. When you got to be patient when you're there's two cars sitting in front of you, they're too wide and you just can't get by them. If you can take it 3 wide, but
unless you're Carson Hocevar
at that point. Yeah. It's probably not going to go well. So you can be impatient, but you see what you get out of it. But it's really taught me to be patient. It's taught me to just slow down as much as
as ironic as that is,
as fast as I can. Sometimes you gotta slow down and just figure out what's holding you back.
For sure. I like that answer. I like that answer a lot. To kind of piggyback off of that a little bit, and we kind of touched on it earlier. Mm-hmm. You've inspired a lot of young girls in the stands. Obviously,
I try.
And this is kind of a two-parter. First, how important is that to you?
Mm-hmm.
And to go along with that, what advice would you or have you given to a young racer, specifically a little girl that wants to get started?
Yeah. So it's very important to me because, when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of I didn't get to see a lot of representation for girls like me in the sport. There was Janet Guthrie and Lynn St. James and women like that, but just not a lot of us. And I want to be able to be a good role model, and I want to be the representation I kind of wish I had seen more of growing up in racing. And advice I've given young girls is you are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you. And I kind of stole that from Taylor Swift, but I think it applies so well. People will only tear you down if they feel threatened by you. They will only tell you that you're not good enough if they're worried that you'll be too good. And I've had people tell me all the time, like when I was starting out in late models, they're like, God, you're not going to be good enough. You'll never make it anywhere in this. And, I didn't seek it out and try to be the best I can be to prove them wrong, but more so to prove the people who believed in me. I wanted to prove them right. I care more about proving them right than proving the people wrong.
For sure.
And just, you got to find your people. People are going to hate on you regardless. So you just got to do what you want to do. You got to do what's right for you, and you'll find your people.
That's right. To the haters, suck it.
Yeah.
We asked all our guests this, and we kind of just asked you in a different way, but this is the Fans View podcast. My favorite part of the interview is the last two questions I'm about to hit you with.
Okay.
Because I feel like we really get to know the person. Like, what are you a fan of? Obviously, you just said horror movies, racing. What is your favorite horror movie besides the Conjuring series? I know you brought up Halloween and Friday the 13th and all those classics. What's your favorite?
My favorite.
On the spot.
There's a lot of really good ones, but I honestly have to go with, what is it? The Annabelle Comes Home. That one where they show the origins kind of the doll. It was I liked that one. That one was it was spooky. It was creepy. It creeped me out for a good while. So I liked that one a lot.
Okay. All right. I was quietly sitting here hoping you were going to say Insidious just because the song.
That's a good one.
The song that's associated with that movie is Heavy on the Ukulele. we were going to do the callback. You got me. I was hoping and praying you would say Insidious. Last but not least, and this is my absolute favorite question to ask, is at this point, obviously you're a very young woman. You have the world at your fingertips. You have the sport at your fingertips. What does success look like to you, not only in your career, but in life in general?
I actually wrote a whole paper on this my junior year of defining success. And
Hit me.
Success to me means improving. It means growing on your own. Your own success might look very different from someone else's. And you just got to find your own growth, take your own path. And there's no set path to success. You see, you look at the backgrounds of all the NASCAR drivers. They're all totally different. They didn't all do one thing and when I turned this age, I started racing this car. It's all different. You are not behind. You are not where you're not supposed to be. You are on the right path. And you just gotta, going back to that patience, you gotta slow down, take a breath, be it's gonna be okay. You just gotta focus on taking it one step at a time and growing bit by bit and learning from each race, each day that you put in, learning what you can. And when you fail, you're not failing, you're learning.
I love that. I love that line right there. You, ma'am, are wise beyond your years. I'm sure you hear that a lot. You are very wise beyond your years.
Oh, thank you.
Holly, this has been so much fun. Yeah. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but where can people, get a hold of you? Where can they support you on social media? Yeah,
so Instagram is going to be HollyClark_racing. And then if you search in Holly Clark Racing Facebook, it should be the first one that comes up. And same thing for YouTube and things like that. So I'll be posting. I try to post fun content in between races, but I'll keep you guys updated on all the upcoming races, results. And YouTube, that's, again, it's mix of fun stuff and racing updates. I've done a couple behind the scenes of like race day and stuff like that, and one where like we put together the Super Late model and things like that.
That's
so
awesome.
We try to have fun with all the social media and stuff and keep it professional at the same time. But yeah, just follow us on this journey and claim your OG fan ticket, as I like to say. But yeah, so
do we have any upcoming races that we can talk about? Do you have anything on the books right now?
Yeah, so there should be a Colorado National race in a few weeks,
Okay.
local race, and then I think another one, same Colorado National Speedway, but it's going to be with Cars Sport West. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big one. People have been talking about that a lot.
Awesome. Well, guys, make sure you go support her. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And while you're on YouTube, go ahead and give the Fans View podcast a subscribe as well.
Yeah.
People helping people. This is
Heck
a beautiful thing. Holly, this has been so much fun. You are a joy to talk to, and hopefully
Thank
this
you.
is the first of many appearances on the show.
Absolutely. I'd love to come back. This is so much fun. Except for the getting outed for being a band kid.
Oh, no,
But
we're bringing the
that's-
ukulele next time. That's what I want you on for.
No,
It's just going to be karaoke night on the Fans
It
View.
has to have the ukulele.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how we're putting butts in seats with the
I can play
ukulele.
Careless Whisper for you guys next time.
Oh, see, sold. She'll be on next week, guys. We'll have her on next week.
Done.
Haley, Holly, I'm so sorry. Haley,
It's okay.
I'm looking at a picture of Haley Deegan on my wall. Holly, we appreciate you coming on. This legitimately has been so much fun.
Oh, thank you.
Guys, make sure to go subscribe to Holly on YouTube. Show her some love on Instagram and all the socials. Show some love to the Fans View podcast if you're in the mood. And most importantly, guys, don't forget, make sure you call your mom.
Heck yeah.
If you haven't liked or subscribed,
You're gonna be joking me.